Good evening to all. I'd like to welcome you to the meeting of the Revere School Committee on August 11, 2015. Please rise and say the national. I pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mr. Ferranti?
Here.
Ms. Gravellisi?
Here.
Mr. McGuire?
Here.
Ms. Pruitt?
Present.
Mrs. Rizzo?
Here.
Ms. Ty? Mayor Rizzo?
All right, approval of the meetings of July 7, 2015.
So moved.
Second.
Next item, Superintendent Report, Dr. Kelly.
Thank you, Mr. Ferranti. So we have just a few items that we want to share with the community today under the superintendent's report. The first one that I want to mention is a program wherein our students are eligible to have teeth cleanings and regular dentist checkups in the schools. And one of the programs that we partner with is called Dentacare in a number of our elementary and middle schools. And this past school year, over 680 students were seen in this program to have their dental checkups. 51 were referred out to dentists for additional dental work, and 47 of those students actually completed the follow-up work. So I just wanted to make sure that parents were aware of those services, and if they have questions or would like to participate in the program, there will be information coming home from each of the schools, but they are more than welcome to reach out to the principal or the assistant principal to inquire if they'd like more information on that program, which is really beneficial to our kids. The second thing that I want to talk about tonight is student placements. And as some of our parents know, because they received letters earlier this week, and as the school committee is aware, we have changed our enrollment policy that prohibited non-neighborhood students from attending the Wayland School in specific circumstances. And just in case anybody missed a letter or didn't get that, I want to make sure it's clear. This is a limited enrollment opportunity for students who live in the North Revere or Northgate areas of the city, who are living in the Lincoln District, and who are scheduled to attend grades kindergarten through 3 this upcoming school year. Those students are invited, if they so choose, to transfer from the Lincoln School to the Wayland School and attend school there. And I just, this is a first step in a long process that this committee is aware of needing to undertake, and I know the mayor is aware of the need to undertake a full study of our school assignments. We are in a position where just about all of our buildings, all of our middle schools, the Paul Revere School, the Garfield Elementary School, the Lincoln School, are all oversubscribed right now. And as our enrollment continues to increase, a trend that it has been following for over 10 years now, we really need to undertake some long-term planning and think about how and where we're going to house all of the new students coming into the city. So this is definitely a good first step. Again, I want to emphasize it's a limited enrollment opportunity only for students who live in the North Revere or Northgate sections of the city, who are in the Lincoln School District and are going to be enrolling in grades kindergarten through grade 3 next year. They can contact the superintendent's office for more information. But going forward, I think that the committee really needs to look at our enrollment schemes, our districting, and see if we need to redistrict at the elementary level, but also working with the city to establish a long-term plan for how we're going to accommodate all of our students' needs. The third item that I want to talk about tonight is our expanded learning time grants. These are grants that we have at the Garfield, at the Wayland Elementary, at the Garfield Middle, at the Wayland Elementary, and at the Hill School. And this year, much to our chagrin, we learned that the grants from the state that covered those programs in order to keep students in classes for 300 additional hours a year were going to be cut. And we've been talking a lot to the teachers union and to teachers in those 3 schools about the possibility. We've known this was coming, that it's been on the horizon for those grants to be cut, but it's becoming much more a reality. And we know that our ELT programs are safe for this upcoming school year, but I would like Assistant Superintendent Mokaba to talk a little bit more about what we can expect in the future in terms of ELT.
Thank you, Dr. Kelly. And as she has said, we have known that ELT funding is not a guarantee, and we've been fortunate to have benefited for several years at the Whalen and at the Garfield Middle, and most recently at the Hill School, from consistent ELT funding. At this point, however, the future of ELT funding is doubtful. This year, there was a cut, as Dr. Kelly had mentioned, in ELT grant funding from the state level. The impact to Revere amounted to just over $100,000. This was a reduction in our ELT budget for the district. And unfortunately, without the expanded time in core academic classes, additional time allotted for professional learning groups for the teachers, and continued professional development, there are concerns that our continued academic gains that we have made over the last several years would be in jeopardy. We are actively looking for alternatives and opportunities in the form of external partners to maintain this forward-moving progress. However, we have no guarantees that this is going to happen without that additional ELT funding. And as Dr. Kelly had said, we are doubtful that we'll be able to sustain ELT beyond this school year.
Thank you. So the next thing we want to talk about is a little bit more exciting than grant cuts, and that is the opening of the Hill School. We're really excited to say that we are on target for starting with students on August 19th as planned. Teachers have been in their classrooms for the last 2 days, prepping, setting up, and getting ready for the arrival of students. But I do want to mention that we are planning for a grand opening to happen sometime around the middle of September. But we're going to wait until school's underway for that to happen, and hopefully definitely incorporate parents and students into that event. But I'd ask Mr. Malone if he could share more about the progress at the Hill School.
Thank you, Dr. Kelly. Yes, definitely. We will be open on the 19th. We will have students on the 19th. I myself have been over the school daily. We've made significant progress, I think, in the past week and a half, working with the general contractor. I think there's a lot of people putting forth an effort to make sure this happens. Dr. Dakin certainly has spearheaded interaction with the contractor and making sure the school is ready. Mr. Moshe, the building principal, and Ms. Martell, the building assistant principal, have done significant work on rallying their staff and ensuring that this building will be open and functional. Jonathan Ferraro from the technology department has certainly ensured that all of our teachers and students will be outfitted appropriately for technology upon opening. It's a significant undertaking. Carl Swenson from Building and Grounds has been over at the new school daily and certainly been ensuring that this project is on target. I can't say enough about the custodial staff from the former McKinley School and now Hill School, led by Michael Stewart. The level of ownership that's going on by that team to ensure that this building is functional, that it now has teachers in it, organizing the materials, it has really been significant. This past weekend, there was a cleaning crew in the building over the entire weekend that cleaned, predominantly focusing on classrooms so the teachers could come in and move in their materials, set up their classrooms. We still have a little bit of ways to go on ensuring those classrooms are 100%, but there was significant progress made there. And the telltale sign is, and I know a few of the committee members have been over to the Hill School and others are planning to go soon, is the look on the teachers' faces that you see in the hallways and the feeling they have of coming over from a building that's over 100 years old and moving into a state-of-the-art facility that is structurally a beautiful building and a terrific design is certainly worth the aggravation we sometimes see going through this. There'll be some ongoing planting of flowers, shrubs, and other materials that have to wait a little bit for the planting season. They have to be put in at the appropriate time. So there might be some sparse areas upon first visual, but those will be filled in as time goes on. There's a large-scale traffic plan meeting this Thursday at City Hall to discuss in cooperation with the Revere Police Department and other entities what the traffic flow will be out of the school. We have an idea of what we want. We want to make sure everyone's on board. I think the key element we're going to be looking at is that taking a look at how a initial traffic plan works on the 19th and making appropriate adjustments as we move along. We'll have to see where that traffic flows, how parents and students utilize the entrances and the drop-off areas, and work with the local police to make sure this happens. One of the benefits we do have of opening on the 19th, a week earlier than everyone else, is we can dedicate our school resource officer, additional police assets, and district assets to that location to help us all analyze that and make good decisions while we're not competing with opening of other schools. So that should be a positive. But the work continues. We anticipate that workers will be in there at night. We anticipate workers will be in there over the weekend. And we're coordinating with them to ensure that any ongoing last-minute touches that have to be done do not interfere with the educational progress or interfere with student safety. So we are on our way. We will open on the 19th. Students will be in there, and they'll be able to take advantage of this beautiful building.
Thank you, Mr. Malone. Oh.
Ms. Rizzo?
Yes, Chris, you said there's a traffic meeting on Thursday. Do you have a place and time for that? And is that open to everyone?
I'm not sure that is open, but I believe it's going to be scheduled for late in the afternoon at City Hall. I think it's really with the traffic section from the police department and elements that have been involved in this. The final pavement is done in the parking lot. It's still being done and lined on Fernwood. So we want to look at, again, I think any decision that comes out of that meeting is going to be considered somewhat temporary until we see how traffic flows, particularly looking at how traffic accesses the school from Broadway or gets back out onto Broadway after a drop-off. That's our biggest concern. There are some options, but there's also significant limitations. So we are looking at an existing school at McKinley that was heavily accessed by walking. We have the newness of the school operating. We have it on a higher traveled road intersection than McKinley was. So we may have some options to look at, but I think it's going to be really setting a tone that how are we going to work together to keep revising this plan, making it work, and utilizing that time before the other schools open to make sure that happens effectively.
Any other questions? Mr. McGuire?
I actually toured the building today with the construction company and Dr. Dakin, and the sight of the teachers and the janitors was almost like they were in tears. They were just so happy, and I was apologizing for the dust and the boxes and still things being unpacked, but the pride of ownership, and they deserve it. And I just want to tell the Hill family, thank you very much. You'll be very proud in September when you tour that facility. It's one of the best schools we built, and again, I can't be more prouder as a school committee member, as we all are, for finally delivering the Hill School and getting out of the McKinley.
Are there any other questions? Continue, Dr. Kelly.
So just one last item on the superintendent's report, and really it's a thank you to the committee because we had our orientation for substitutes this morning, and prior to that I was able to share with principals the fact that you voted to increase sub-pay in the district. And we are always looking for additional substitutes. We often need coverage for our teachers, but just so that the folks out there know that we did increase for non-degree, non-licensed substitutes $65 a day, $80 a day if they're in an expanded learning time school. If an individual has a degree but no license, those rates go to $75 for most schools, $90 for ELT schools, that's per day. And then for licensed teachers, it's $90 a day, in most schools, $105 in each of our expanded learning time schools. So I know that the principals feel that that increase is going to help them employ high-quality substitutes, and they were very thankful to the committee for making that increase. And I think, and I know the substitutes were thankful as well for that approval. So we thank you for your support in making that change. One of the substitutes who was at the callback for people have subbed in the district before said she's been here for 15 years and they haven't seen a rate change in that time. So thank you for that. And that concludes the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Dr. Kelly. Any questions? Nope. Okay, we'll move on. Number 4, Staff Sergeant James J. Hill School, approval of bills for the Hill School as recommended by the Building Committee Subcommittee. Ms. Gravellisi will start with the encumbrance.
Thank you, Mr. Ferrante. Okay, encumbrances. DRA PSS number 18, lobby art panels, $11,550 for additional services required for production and printing of 10 lobby art panels. So moved.
Roll call.
Mr. Franti?
Yes.
Ms. Gravellisi?
Yes.
Mr. McGuire?
Yes.
Ms. Pruitt?
Yes.
Mrs. Rizzo?
Yes.
Ms. Ty? Mayor Rizzo?
Next, please.
Consultant and contractor invoices. National Grid, $167,078.19. Invoice number 97 for pole relocation on Park Ave. So moved.
We need a second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Franti?
Yes.
Ms. Gravellisi?
Yes.
Mr. McGuire?
Yes.
Ms. Pruitt?
Yes.
Mrs. Rizzo?
Yes.
Ms. Ty? Mayor Rizzo?
Next, please.
Hill International, $78,417.50. Invoice number 90 for OPM services for June 2015. So moved.
Roll call.
Mr. Ferranti?
Yes.
Ms. Gravellisi?
Yes.
Mr. McGuire?
Yes.
Ms. Pruitt?
Yes.
Mrs. Rizzo?
Yes.
Ms. Ty? Mayor Rizzo?
Next, please.
DRA PSS number 13, $2,187.90. Invoice number 05 for UTS testing. So moved.
All in favor, all opposed, so voted. Next, please.
DRA Basic Services, $30,010.40. Invoice number 36 for basic services for July 2015. So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Ferranti?
Yes.
Ms. Gravellisi?
Yes.
Mr. McGuire?
Yes.
Ms. Pruitt?
Yes.
Mrs. Rizzo?
Yes.
Ms. Ty? Mayor Rizzo?
Next, please.
Furniture invoices. WB Mason, $74,044.33. Invoice number 22510 for HES1. So moved.
Roll call.
Mr. Ferranti?
Yes.
Ms. Gravellisi?
Yes.
Mr. McGuire?
Yes.
Ms. Pruitt?
Yes.
Mrs. Rizzo?
Yes.
Ms. Ty? Mayor Rizzo?
Next, please.
Monitor Equipment Company, Inc., $49,261.17. Invoice number 6471 for purchase order number 36, HES2. So moved.
Roll call.
Mr. Ferranti?
Yes.
Ms. Gravellisi?
Yes.
Mr. McGuire?
Yes.
Ms. Pruitt?
Yes.
Mrs. Rizzo?
Yes.
Ms. Ty? Mayor Rizzo?
Next, please.
Creative Office Pavilion, $11,577.85. Invoice 11105 for purchase order number 01, HES6, CO1. So moved.
Roll call.
Mr. Ferranti?
Yes.
Ms. Gravellisi?
Yes.
Mr. McGuire?
Yes.
Ms. Pruitt?
Yes.
Mrs. Rizzo?
Yes.
Ms. Ty? Mayor Rizzo?
Next, please.
Red Thread Spaces, $37,515.50. Invoice 512513 for purchase order number 41, HES 7. So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Franti?
Yes.
Ms. Gravellisi?
Yes.
Mr. McGuire?
Yes.
Ms. Pruitt?
Yes.
Mrs. Rizzo?
Yes.
Ms. Ty? Mayor Rizzo?
Next, please.
Union Office Interiors, $68,073. Invoice number 39872 for purchase order number 63, HES 8. So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Franti?
Yes.
Ms. Gravellisi?
Yes.
Mr. McGuire?
Yes.
Ms. Pruitt?
Yes.
Mrs. Rizzo?
Yes.
Ms. Ty? Mayor Rizzo?
Next, please.
Mass Core, $20,849.50. Invoice number 20160120052 for purchase order number 40, HES 9. So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Franti?
Yes.
Ms. Gravellisi?
Yes.
Mr. McGuire?
Yes.
Ms. Pruitt?
Yes.
Mrs. Rizzo?
Yes.
Ms. Ty? Mayor Rizzo?
Next, please.
Robert Lord Company, $28,477.82. Invoice 31934 for purchase order number 39HES10. So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Franti?
Yes.
Ms. Gravellisi?
Yes.
Mr. McGuire?
Yes.
Ms. Pruitt?
Yes.
Mrs. Rizzo?
Yes.
Ms. Ty? Mayor Rizzo?
Next, please.
Casey EMI, $285.78. Invoice 112141 for purchase order number 70, HES 15. So moved.
Second.
All in favor, all opposed, so voted. Next, please.
Okay. CTA Construction Base, $1,023,262.27. Requisition number 18 for July services. So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Franti?
Yes.
Ms. Gravellisi?
Yes.
Mr. McGuire?
Yes.
Ms. Pruitt?
Yes.
Mrs. Rizzo?
Yes.
Ms. Ty? Mayor Rizzo?
Next, please.
CTA Construction, change order number 1, $52,513.24. Requisition number 18 for July services. So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Franti?
Yes.
Ms. Gravellisi?
Yes.
Mr. McGuire?
Yes.
Ms. Pruitt?
Yes.
Mrs. Rizzo?
Yes.
Ms. Ty? Mayor Rizzo?
Next, please.
CTA Construction, change order number 8, $58,383.16. Requisition number 18 for July services. So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Franti?
Yes.
Ms. Gravellisi?
Yes.
Mr. McGuire?
Yes.
Ms. Pruitt? Ms. Pruitt?
Yes.
Mrs. Rizzo?
Yes.
Ms. Ty? Mayor Rizzo?
Next, please.
CTA Construction, change order number 10, $6,699.32. Requisition number 18 for July services. So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Franti?
Yes.
Ms. Gravellisi?
Yes.
Mr. McGuire?
Yes.
Ms. Pruitt?
Yes.
Ms. Rizzo?
Yes.
Ms. Ty? Mayor Rizzo?
I have just one question. On the change orders, I'm not sure who gives the answer. What were they for? Just
I-
roughly, Chris.
Sure. Any specific ones, or you just want me to?
Just go right down the list from, 1, 8, and 10. Just start at the top. Start at number 1.
Okay. The DRA original change order for those panels was that we ordered additional panels. There's a panel set that gets mounted on the main wall, decorative wall, and one of the design features was it couldn't be changed. So we decided to order additional panels so those could be interchanged over time and set up over time. So that was already encumbered and identified as an additional cost. This is just the payment of that cost. National Grid, the next one down, which is movement of the poles across the street from Park Ave on the school side over to the other side. Significant cost to that. So those poles have not been moved as of yet. We have to coordinate with National Grid, Verizon, and Comcast.
Do we have a date when there will be?
We don't. Well, City Hall is working through that extensively, but I know National Grid, for one, wanted to make sure the money was encumbered before they were going to entertain the idea of moving. If you look back, and we can look at just the change orders on the CTA. The change order number 1, that is the tile and masonry changes when the original tile costs came in, and that those tile estimates were significantly up from that, and the amount of tile in the school. That tile, now that is being put in, we're now being charged for that cost. So that was an understood cost going in. Change order number 8, that has to do with the water main upgrade on Fernwood, where it actually reaches into the street. We attached the water main on Fernwood beyond school property. The city had asked us to refurbish that and improve that out into the street. That was an accepted cost into the project, so to make sure that that water main would not fail once it reached the actual street off school grounds. And change order number 10 was an exhaust fan exiting out of the cafeteria that was originally a design element that was going to be approximately 8 to 10 feet high on the wall coming out of the caf. We asked that that vent be now restructured, revented and have conduit and tubing put up to make it go through the roof.
Okay.
So that was changed to that location.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Malone? Ms. Bradley, you want to just read the total?
Yes. The total for CTA construction requisition number 18 is $1,140,857.99.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions? Nope. Okay, item number 5, subcommittee reports, approval of the handbooks. I believe we need a motion for it, and then we have to vote. Ms. Rizzo.
Last month, we were given changes to our school handbooks for review. So at this time, I am making a motion to approve these handbooks and any changes so that they may be ready for the beginning of school. So moved.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Franti?
Yes.
Ms. Gravellisi?
Yes.
Mr. McGuire?
Yes.
Ms. Pruitt?
Yes.
Mrs. Rizzo?
Yes.
Ms. Ty? Mayor Rizzo?
Any other subcommittee reports? Ms. Gravellisi?
This year, our food service contract was up for renewal. On June 30th, Airmark was awarded the bid for a new 3-year contract. It was a lengthy process. We did have an evaluation committee for the proposers come in. The evaluation committee consisted of school committee members, a principal, and a parent of 4 children in the Revere Public Schools. After a lengthy process and interviews, the bid was awarded. We have spoke with Cheryl Cole and talked about her new goals for the school year and her coming up with creative menus that will be compliant with the nutrition guidelines. Nutrition information will also be online for individual items for parents to view on the website. She's also told us some ideas that she has about student and community engagement. So we are looking forward to working with Aramark for the next 3 years, and congratulations to them.
Any questions? Are there any subcommittee reports? Seeing and hearing none. Number 6, school department communications. None? No, okay. Number 7, any new business? Hearing, seeing none. Number 8, late communications. Nothing. Okay. Number 9, motions. Nope. Okay. Number 10, public comments. Do we have any comments out there? Okay. Number 11, the payment of the bills.
Motion to pay the bills.
I need a second.
Second.
So moved. And the adjournment. The next meeting will be September 8th at 6 o'clock. And I also want to remind the people that there is a primary in September 1st. The polls are open from 7 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night. And please have everybody go out and vote. Thank you. We are done.